What's going on, YouTubers? Natural Born Thriller for your Impact Wrestling review from February 9th, 2021 in Nashville, Tennessee. Your commentators were Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown. Just going to get this out of the way. This was the Go Home Show edition for their No Surrender event that's going to be happening on Impact Plus on February 13th, 2021, which as of recording, it was that date, and I did watch it. And I'm just going to go through the review of this show of Impact Wrestling, or change to the build up for No Surrender, and then we could um hopefully we'll get to the No Surrender event and stuff as well. Of so let's get to it. So the opening match was Trey Miguel, Josh Alexander, Willie Mack, and Suicide versus Chris Bay, Ace Austin being accompanied by Madman Fulton, who was not in the match, uh, Davari, and Blake Christian. This was a 8-man tag team match that involves the X Division, and they're gonna be involved in the match on No Surrender, which we'll get to that when we get to that review itself. Um, and spoiler, I didn't do no live reactions to it, so don't expect any live reactions. But the match itself, I thought was it was a good opener. In the end, it was Trey Miguel getting the win for his team when he had um his new submission move. It's like a triangle choke, but it looks unique in a way. How he did it, very good. The way he did it too. Although the same match between Trey Miguel and TJP, tends to the how thing will happen in No Surrender if the outcome was right. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But we'll get to once we get to that review for that show itself. It's not gonna be on this one, but it's gonna be on the next one. But it was Trey Miguel getting the win with the that he closes the hourglass on Blake Christian, and there you go. Sami Callihan shows up on the screen after the match was over, on the Tron, saying that he claims that once things get hard for Trey, he's going to leave Impact Wrestling again, and blah blah blah. And there you go. Basically, just it's Sami Callihan and Trey Miguel moving a different program for Trey Miguel and for Sami Callihan, and those two working together to work a program to having some matches later on down the line. It's gonna be something, which also tells you that Trey Miguel, that whole thing where of his exhibition run, since we signed with Impact Wrestling. But again, we'll get to when we get to the preview. I mean, not preview, the review of No Surrender, which is again not in this video. The stars are wishing Time Dreamer happy birthday. Early happy birthday. Because on February 13th, excuse me, is his birthday, his 50th birthday, and they're wishing him happy birthday and everything. Rotating him going up against Rich Swann for the Impact World Title, which we'll talk about that too once we get to that review of the show. But it was nice though they did that for Time Dreamer. Kimberly being accompanied by Knockouts champion Deonna Purrazzo and Susan versus ODB. Match itself was solid for what it was. ODB got the win. I'm sorry, not ODB. It was Kimberly who got the win. It was like some type of distraction, and then Jordan Grace and Jazz ends up being part of it as well. They were not out there at first, but then also they came out there for ODB. But distraction led to Kimberly run up on ODB, and Kimberly got the win. So there you go. We go to the Swingers Palace, which is Giant Swinger. He's with Falaba. He's with Alicia Edwards. Johnny Bravo's there too, and now the Swinger girls are called Swingerellas. Okay. Don't remember much about the segment, folks. I just didn't really care about that much about the segment. Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly have and Susan too a discussion. All of a sudden, I think maybe Scott Moy came up to them and says, I can't remember who came up to them, saying that it's gonna be a 6-woman tag team match between those three against ODB, Jordan Grace, and Jazz at No Surrender. So Cousin Jake, he's in the ring. He gives the answer to Violent by Design. Will he join along with his cousin Diener? As basically, he didn't get he didn't get the answer. He didn't get the answer yet because Violent by Design comes out, which the leader of that group is Eric Young, led by along with Eric Young, Joe Doring and Diener. Basically, Jake, cousin Jake, gives his promo, and Jake decides that he's not gonna join them, and he decides to throw away the Diener vest and everything, and says that he's trying to find his own identity since Cody Diener betrayed him and left him. Says that he stands for Jake something. And I say to myself, Jake something. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. So yeah, I had to get something. But yeah, Jake something. Until we saw what happened on No Surrender, I like the whole Jake something that they did here because this is the repackage of Cousin Jake, where there's no identity of him because of the whole situation of Cody Diener betraying him, and now he's got an identity, and that is Jake something. But eventually they start beating him up because he was finding he was finding them. He the numbers game obviously got the best of him. Eric Young wishes a match between him, Jake something versus Diener. So there you go. And that's gonna be no surrender, by the way. So Rohit Raju sends a message to TJP for the X Division title clash they're gonna have at No Surrender, saying that with Muhammad Cena by his side, and by the way, it's Muhammad Shira. I'm Muhammad Shira, but I call him Cena because he's trash just like John Cena. But Muhammad Cena is gonna be alongside with Rohit Raju, and we'll get to that match when we get to it on the next review. AEW owner Tony Khan and AEW commentator Tony Schiavone, another paid advertisement for AEW Dynamite on their show. And Tony Khan mentioned something about that he'll return to the Impact Zone sooner than rather later, whatever. And he starts, being obnoxious and everything again. I see myself, okay, this is getting old now. This whole thing, Tony Khan act like the heel and everything, it's getting old. Can we please stop that? It's just annoying. It's not too annoying where I want to hate Tony Khan because he's playing off like a heel because he's being a different character in Impact Wrestling. I just don't care about him being obnoxious and everything. It's making him look like an asshole. That's just how I feel. But eventually he's going to return to the Impact Zone. We'll see how that turns out. Impact Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers, preview their tag team match against James Storm and Chris Sabin. And they talk about how they're gonna defend against Pirate Party and No Surrender. So we get to this Knockouts Tag Team. I'm sorry, we get to one half of the Knockouts Tag Team Champions, Kiera Hogan, with Tasha Steelz at her corner, and Kiera Hogan goes up against Nevaeh, who's got Havoc in her corner. And the match itself was decent, but Nevaeh got the win. So not only Nevaeh got the win over Kiera Hogan, but a week ago, Havoc got a win over Tasha Steelz. And basically, what happened in this match too, by the way, when Tasha Steelz got involved, referee called her by attacking Nevaeh, and that caused a DQ. And that's how Nevaeh got the win because Tasha Steelz got caught by attacking Nevaeh, who was his Tasha Steelz. She was not in the match, so that's what the booking of that match ended. We get more members, this time from AEW, wishing Tommy Dreamer happy birthday. And pertains to MJF, he was being an asshole, giving him a birthday shout out in a mean way, which I thought was funny though. But yeah, it was nice to do that too, by the way. And we know how MJF really feels behind the scenes, but he never showed that, by the way, because he's keeping kayfabe alive. Fire and Flavor, which is Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz, they go to the office of Scott Demoy. They barge in and everything, and basically blame Brandon Tully for a recent string of defeats that they had been having with Havoc and Nevaeh, and Scott Demore fixed the issue by that he's going to be refereeing not, he's still going to be refereeing your matches, but in that match where he's not going to be allowed to do anything because it's going to be no DQ and tornado rules, which means no tags whatsoever. So no complaints this time. Except Fire and Flavor did complain because they got to go up against Havoc and Nevaeh again. And it was funny. It was funny though. This whole thing that was done, and then Scott Ward kicked them out, and it was done in a funny way. So I thought it was entertaining. The new alliance of Triple XL with Tina Dashwood and Caleb K are in the ring, and they're discussing this whole thing that Larry D can't hit a woman. He refuses to hit a woman, but he's got someone who's going to hit a woman, and and Tina Dashwood. All of a sudden, Decay comes out, and they challenge the duels, these trios I should say. But Caleb with a K, who's not in the match though, for and by the way, this match with Triple XL and Tina Dashwood is gonna be Decay at No Surrender, by the way, except for one thing, who's Rosemary and Christian Steve have alongside with them, because there's no Abyss. Abyss is in WWE. Thanks to him being just a backstage agent. So they brought in a AAA megastar, Taurus, but he's going by Black Taurus, and wow, I like it. He's got a scary look. He's got a scary look anyway, with a scary mask and everything. So basically he's supposed to be a bull. But yeah, I like it. He's a new member of Decay. Now I don't know if it's permanent, but we'll see if he is there for Impact Wrestling permanent. But I think it's a good fit. He's like I said, he's scary looking and everything. So, since the Decay, you need a scary looking character in Decay. So, but yeah, also we'll explain what pertains to Kill for K. He's gonna have a match against Black Taurus, which is happening right now. Match itself, it was decent for what it was. Black Taurus was showing his dominance. It basically was a squash, and he got the win. So, not much of a match either way. So, Brian Myers, he talks about he is forced to pay his hired gun, Hernandez, where it tends to you're handling Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona at No Surrender. Yeah, sure. And there you go. Not much to say about that. Afterwards, they got. Oh yeah, I forgot. So Hernandez is counting his money, and also you see Falaba staring at the cash that Falaba has, and I say to myself, Falaba, he's got money. I don't understand this booking at all. I don't understand his character right here, that he's got to steal money. He's a paid wrestler, a paid member of the roster. Why should I believe that Falaba is having trouble of having money? And now we're going back to this whole thing where Hernandez is going to have his money be stolen again. Who cares about this shit? Impact World Championship title match, which I thought was going to be the main event to end the show, but what ended the show was the contract sign, which we'll get to when we get to it. But the Good Brothers goes defense against Chris Sabin and James Storm. Good Brothers are the Machine Gun, Carl Anderson, and the Big LG, Doc Gallows. Match itself, it was good for what it was, until the finish. So we got Hardy Party, or should I say Big Money Matt, coming out there with a private party, I should say, watching the match and everything. And then all of a sudden, Private Party gets in there and causes a DQ. So James Storm and Chris Sabin, by the way, beer guns, that's them. They won, but they didn't win the tag belts. And basically, that was supposed to be their way to be slick, where, I didn't get this at all, folks. To be honest with you, I didn't understand this at all. Like, why would they get involved when they know they could have the better advantage if they would just let these guys tear each other apart for the tag belts, and then when it comes to Saturday, then they could go after them, 100%, and then the ones that come in, take the champions, will be not 100%. This totally made no sense either way. especially when Private Party didn't even have a match on Dynamite. So right there, this whole thing made no sense at all. That they even got involved in the first place. So what happened after that? Matt Hardy's discussing this whole thing. Our plan worked out very well, but then Scott D'Amore comes in and spoil the party. You know, and basically said that the Private Party has spoiled the party of that tag team title match. So now they spoil their plans by, that backfire where it tends to now the Impact World Titles match. It's going to be a 3-way match: the Good Brothers, Chris Sabin, and James Storm versus Private Party. And there you go. That was it. So that's what they get. That for that, that's what they get. All right, folks. Main event time. I mean, the main event segment, I should say. Impact World Champion Rich Swann and Tommy Dreamer no surrenders contract signing to make the match official. So Scott D'Amore comes down there. He monetizes the whole contract signing. Rich Swann comes out. They're in the ring, by the way. And I'll say myself, wait a minute. I'll say. Okay. As I was saying, they were in the ring. And I said myself, wait a minute, why is this contract signing happening in the ring? Why couldn't it just happen backstage? You could still have your main event tag team match as the final thing, and then cut away to the back after the whole thing was over. But then again, what do I know? Why even bother? Like I said, what do I know? I'm just a wrestling fan, just watching the wrestling show. Anyways, so that happens. Rich Swann, I think he signed the contract first, and then Tom Jones starts kind of passing a promo, saying that because opportunities like this doesn't come easily, and he will hold nothing back, and that includes targeting the knee of Rich Swann, and saying to Moose, who's the self-proclaimed TNA World Heavyweight Champion, no, he is the TNA World Champion, and reminds Rich Swann that he promised him an Impact World Title match before anyone else. And all of a sudden, Scott D'Amore stands up because Moose comes out. He comes out and threatens to. Wait, did Moose came out? I can't remember if he did come out or not. I don't remember if he came out during this queue, but basically Scott D'Amore basically intervenes, saying that if Moose threatens to interfere whatsoever, that his match his Impact World Title match that he's going to be getting, it will not happen. Basically giving Moose an ultimatum, that whole thing. But anyways, but yeah, Moose did come out. Actually, he says that he doesn't need to get involved because he's already proven that he's better than both guys. And Tom Dreamer gives him an emotional promo, stating that unlike Moose, he will continue to Moose's platform for good. Dreamer also he signs a contract and everything, and it's official. Rich Swann versus Tommy Dreamer at No Surrender, and the match is gonna suck. And they will tell you, Impact Wrestling will tell you, the matches, the clinic that they had, if you want to call it a clinic, it was good. But we'll get to when I get to that review, because I did watch it, and I'll get to that review. But before I do, first of all, that was the show. The show itself, it was alright. The show, of what I thought it was, what Rotates a Gong show, it was alright. What was not much hype of me want to watch the show, but I thought there's justice where it tends to build up some matches. So there were 5 matches that I was talking about for this additional Impact Wrestling for February, was it 9th? Yeah, 2021. My overall strength for the show, I'm gonna go with a 6.5 out of 10. Now, before I go, here are the matches so far. Fire and Flavor defense against Havoc and Nevaeh. Texas Tornado no DQ match for the Knockouts Tag Team titles. I'll go for sorry, I'm not gonna say no more contendership match, exhibition title. No more contender for the exhibition title, I should say. In the first ever Triple Threat Revolver. What that is, I don't know. At the time, I didn't know, but once we get to the next review, I'll let you know what that whole thing means. But it involves um Chris Bay, who, by the way, his birthday's on that day too. By the way, which is Tommy Dreamer. But by the way, let me get this out of the way first. Happy birthday to Tommy Dreamer and Chris Bay. Just get that out of the way. But yeah, Chris Bay, uh, Josh Alexander, Trey Miguel, Blake Christian, Willie Mack, Ace Austin, Suicide, and Davari, that's who's in the match. The other match, Rajul will have his title match with Mohamed Cena in his corner, going up against TJP for the X Division title. John Perazzo teaming up with Kimberly and Susan to battle Jordan Grace, Jazz, and ODB. Triple XL and Tino Dashwood versus Decay. Diener will go up against Jake Something. Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona versus Hernandez and Brian Myers. And finally, Rich Swann will defend his Impact World title against Tommy Dreamer. And there you go, folks. That's the card. With that being said, thank you for watching. Subscribe, notification bell for more content, especially your favorites and mine. Take out the trash series. Like or dislike. Either way, thank you for joining me as I try to give you the absolute best content with all those casting thumbs up I could possibly give you. So you all stay well, stay safe, take care of yourself everywhere that's going in the world. Wear your mask, wear your gloves, love one another. God bless one another. Live in peace and harmony for us all. And also, look at my description box for all information of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all there. And I'm out here, ta for now, for It's a Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets. Take care, folks.